Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and as it's another Friday, we're gonna sit, have some coffee, and talk about toys. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. All right, it's Friday, so we're gonna sit down, talk some toys. I'm gonna sip some coffee. We're just gonna kind of go over things that I've been thinking about this week and things that's maybe been going on in the toy world, and share a few pickups. We can start with pickups. So one of the things is that I picked up this week is I found my very first Masters of the Universe. What is it called? Turtles of Grayskull. I found Mouse Jaw here. This is, I believe, the Target exclusive. I think Target's the only place you can get this guy. It does come. I didn't even really know that this was a thing, but it comes with a Build-A-Figure Metal Robo, which is really cool. So you get Metalhead as a Metal Bato. Okay, so it's kind of like Roboto, but also Metalhead. That's really cool. I found a couple of these at my local Target, which was really cool. I have the whole line so far pre-ordered on Big Bad Toy Store, but they haven't come in yet. I know that they're starting to ship from certain locations. I know Amazon has them all in stock, but so much is coming in right now, so much came in over the holidays that I'm okay like taking it slow. So we will get around to reviewing this guy eventually. The next few items that I have are going to kind of tie into like what we're going to be talking about today on the channel, which is the topic for the day is I want to talk about value of action figures, not what they're worth in the long run, like hanging on to them, reselling them, flipping them, whatever, but how much value you get out of like mass market figures versus your higher end action figures. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. And in that vein, I have a couple of higher end pickups. Maybe not this one, not so much, but I did finally get in my Snarf from Big Bad Toy Store. I'm starting to sort of like, I can feel myself, I'm kind of like on the downward slope of Super 7's Thundercats. I want to get Wily Kit, Wily Cat. What's the samurai's name? Was it Heihachi? I can't remember if I got that wrong. But I do have him on pre-order, and I think that's about it. After I get those last two or three, I think I'm kind of done with this line. I thought I would be all in on the LJN colors, but honestly, I really don't want to start. I'm already going to have to start over with Super 7's Silverhawks. So I don't want to start over with Thundercats, even though they're in the LJN colors. They look amazing. If they had put them out first, I might have picked them up. I don't know. But as it is, I'm not going back in on that line. A couple of higher end pickups. I'm really into Mafex at the moment, and I really want to fill out my Hush lineup. So I was looking for this guy over the holidays because I was like, hey, I really need to pick this guy up and make him part of my Hush collection. Because I already have like the blue and gray Batman, the Superman. And I was like, like I really want to get Hush. I checked in on Big Bad Toy Store. He was out of stock. I started looking around online. He's kind of expensive. He's $30, $40, $50 more than the actual retail price of the figure from Big Bad Toy Store. But I just kept checking back on Big Bad Toy Store like every day. And eventually he did come back in stock. Last I checked, he's out of stock again. So I jumped on him the minute he popped in on stock. So it popped up as in stock on Big Bad Toy Store. So I went ahead and picked him up. And then this next figure is going to lead into the discussion of value. Oh, I do want to say one other thing. So you see my collection behind me, like this system's really not going to work for me anymore. I've got a lot of figures. I have a lot of boxes that I want to display or at least get out of a closet, and things are just getting to where like this system of shelving these bookcases are just not going to work for me anymore. So I think what's going to happen is over the course of the next month or so, you're going to see I'm going to strip all this stuff out, and then I'm going to put in some floating shelves on this wall maybe like 6. You can't really see behind me, but right where my head is, I have a little small display with 6 Star Wars helmets that's lit up, and plus Snake Mountain. Now, Eternia is going to go there this year when Eternia releases. Whatever it's called. So I think this may stay there, and I may do like 3 floating shelves, like that go all the way across the top and left to right, and then probably 2 or 3 more down this way and 2 or 3 more over there, and leave the center space because I really like the way that looks. But yeah, that's going to have to move. So my background's going to change. I don't know if I'll be able to light it because I don't want wires running everywhere, and I don't want to put holes in the walls to like run the cables through. So I don't know if it'll be lit, but at least I'll have long, like left to right, full length shelves that I can display more figures. Because that's what I need, right? More figures. Anyway, speaking of more figures, I have a buddy of mine that lives here locally. He is one of my best buddies. He's one of my best collecting friends. His name is Scott, and he is really, really, really into Mezco. He loves figure photography, posing, taking these figures with him. He loves the Gomez line. He's got a ton of Mezco figures, and his love for figures and toys and action figures and posing is so infectious. And so basically, he kind of slung it on me. He really got me like into wanting like a Mezco, some of their first party stuff. I don't collect a lot of 1/12 collective stuff from Mezco because for me, just for me and the way I like my figures, to me, their licensed figures are a little too big and bulky with the soft goods and everything. I think the Batman Gotham by Gaslight is an exception for me. Would I have liked the clothing to fit a little tighter? Yes. But I love that figure and that character so much, I'm willing to overlook anything, basically, to have a really good, awesome, articulated figure in my collection. But for the most part, I do not collect 1/12. I have their Hellboy from the new movie. And the Gotham by Gaslight, and then the Joker, and that's it. Like that's it for me. I don't want to get into this line, but he gets all these Gomez figures, and they look great. The body. And now I didn't get a Gomez, but I did get this guy. I got the Mezco. I believe this is a Death Brigade. And man, like the body proportions are great. The clothing is not big and bulky. It's all kind of like tight fitting. The articulation is insane. He comes with so many like accessories and weapons and all kinds of stuff, and they make all these extra packs. I got this head pack because I really wanted to put this pink head on him. And I've got a couple of weapons pack coming, different weapons packs coming. I got it all off of eBay. And I love this guy, and this guy may become the new channel mascot. He may be our little guy that helps me out with reviews from now on. And I love this. And so Scott and I have been talking a lot recently about action figures from like Hasbro, McFarlane, your mass market retail, walk into Walmart or Target and buy these figures versus your Mafex, SH Figure Arts, Mezco, Reveltech, things like that. These higher end 6-inch collectibles that come from these other companies overseas, and so we've kind of been talking about because it looks like Hasbro and McFarlane are raising their prices. So these mass market figures, these companies, Hasbro, McFarlane, Mattel. They all have like boards that, they've got to appease. They've got shareholders that they've got to appease. And it's all about the bottom line. It's all about making a mass market figure. It's all about numbers, right? So you're going to get out as many figures as possible. You're going to charge as much as you possibly can. And you're going to give the consumer the least amount of stuff to maximize the amount of profits. And so that's getting to the point, where I just don't feel like the value is there. When it comes to value and mass market toys, where I think the value is. And you guys chime in the comments down below and let me know if I'm missing any. But for me, I think your best value mass market toys right now on the market is Hasbro's G.I. Joe Classified Series line. You get a very well sculpted figure, tons of articulation, some nice paint apps, lots of accessories, and they're still around that $25 mark. That's insane. To me, that's one of the best values on toy shelves in the US. I'm now going to add Jada Toys Street Fighter line to that. You get tons of articulation, great paint apps, just enough accessories, and these figures are, like $20. It's pretty crazy, $22. I think that they're fantastic for the value. What you get and what you pay and what you get out of them. What you get out of them is also worth the price as far as I'm concerned. Maybe there's some others like Mattel. Like I love the He-Man line. I think, for what you pay, $15 to $20 for what you get, I think that is a good value. But for me, because I like He-Man, when it comes to like Marvel Legends, like you're starting to get less and less stuff. If you get extra hands, that's a blessing. If you get an effect piece or an accessory, that's a blessing. But you're getting less and less stuff, and the prices are starting to go up. Black Series, same way. Prices are going up, and you're getting less and less stuff. Less articulation, less accessories, that sort of thing. Skimping out on paint apps. And so, for me, the value just isn't there. All right? So when it comes to, like, Marvel Legends, right? Like, you could go and you could get the Marvel Legends, like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse or Into the Spider-Verse, the Spider-Man 2099 figure. All right. He doesn't come with an extra head. He comes with bare bones, like pack-ins, and that figure is $25. You don't get a lot, right? It looks good standing in a straight up and down. It looks good in a couple poses, but it is missing some articulation that's necessary for a particular Spider-Man figure. Well, I believe it's the SH Figure Arts version just came out, and that thing is crazy articulated. Is it Mafex or SH Figure Arts? I can't remember. But it's crazy articulated. It comes with an unmasked head, comes with tons of accessories. Now, of course, that's the difference in paying $30 for a figure and $130 for a figure. So you're getting more articulation, but the other thing you're getting is the experience of the figure. Okay. And this is something that's an intangible thing. It's kind of like this idea. It's this experience that you get, but it manifests itself into a physical thing because you actually get to play and touch and move and pose your figure. So what I mean by that is, I'm going to go buy this, $20.99, Miguel figure from Hasbro, right? From Into the Spider-Verse. So I'm going to go buy this figure, right? And I'm going to pay $30. I bought it at Target. I come home. I take it out of the package. I move it around. I see what it can do. I see what it can't do. I set it up in a nice pose, and I put it on my shelf, and that's it. It's a placeholder is basically what it is. It's a placeholder for a character on my shelf. I probably won't touch it again. I probably won't pose it again. I probably won't even mess around with it or touch it again until I'm like, I don't need this anymore, and I put it up on eBay. All right? But if I were to get the SH Figure Arts version, if I get that version, is it Mafex or SH Figure Arts? You know what? I'm going to have to look it up. Okay, so it is SH Figure Arts. That's what I thought. So I'm going to get that figure. That thing is going to be super articulated. I'm going to pose this thing. I'm going to keep it on my desk. I'm going to play with it for several days, maybe a week. I'm going to keep posing it because the posing options are so vast, because the articulation is so vast. Same thing with this guy, right? I'm going to buy this guy. He's going to sit here on my desk. I'm going to accessorize him, change his poses every single day. I've done this with Chun-Li, with Fei Long, with Ryu from the Jada Street Fighter line. And it is this experience that you're also paying for, that you're getting. When I get a Star Wars figure from Hasbro, I open it up, I see what it can do, I put the accessories on it, and I don't even have room for my Star Wars, which is why I want to redo my wall. I put it in a baggie and I put it in my Black Series box, and that's where it goes. I get no experience from it. There's no value there. It's a placeholder on my shelf, but with those, they're not even on my shelf. It's a placeholder in a bag in a box. But I also know the flip side to that is that I also feel like if I pay more than $100 for a 6-inch action figure, that I feel like I want to get my money's worth, and I also play with it more, and I value it more. I do more with it, but it's because you can do more with it. So, I understand this is not an argument for, trying to say everybody should go out and start buying SH Figure Arts and Mafex and Mezco and all these other, companies. That's not what I mean. I think you collect what you want, you collect what you love, and you stay within your budget. You pay for what you can. If you can only afford a Marvel Legends Spider-Man figure and you want it on your shelf and you value that character, get it. Love it. I have no problem with that. I think everybody should do you. Collect what you want, do what you spend your money. I mean, it's your money. But for me, I think moving forward, what I'm going to do is I'm starting to value that experience more. So instead of buying, 3 or 4 Marvel Legends or 3 or 4 Star Wars figures, I'd rather take that same amount of money that I would spend on 3 or 4 Star Wars figures from Hasbro and buy one Mafex version of one of those characters. I'm going to get more accessories. I'm going to get more posing. I'm going to get more value. I'm going to get more experience out of it. I'm going to play with it more, pose it more, put it on my desk and mess around with it for a week or two more than I am getting a Black Series. For me, like I said, I open them, put them in a bag, throw them in a box. That's ridiculous. I don't even know why I still buy Black Series. And I think that's why I'm starting to roll back. So I'm not condemning people who only collect Hasbro. I will continue to collect their G.I. Joe line. Even though I know that I've put out a video recently condemning their practices, I still condemn them. Even though I put out a video recently talking about McFarlane Toys and their price hikes. And, we have a couple of Batman figures that are probably going to go up today for pre-order. It is the Batman v Superman Batman and the newly released this week parachute version of Batman from the Dark Knight. We'll see. We'll see if they go to Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. We'll see if it's only going to be on McFarlane Toys. We'll see what their pricing is. Neither one of them are Build-A-Figure pack-ins, so they should be $19.99. We'll see. We'll see what happens when they go up for pre-order. I'm saying I'm still continuing to vote with my wallet, and I'm starting to value the experience with action figures more than I'm valuing the figure itself. I guess after 18 minutes of rambling, I'm starting to appreciate and value the experience more than just buying the figure. And it's getting to the point where I can barely walk into a store and buy anything I want anymore. This, Turtles of Grayskull was the first time I've walked into my Target or a Walmart and seen something new in months. It just doesn't happen. I don't, it's that post-Christmas lull where they're not putting a lot of stuff out. And so, I am buying, most of my figures come from online shopping. So that toy hunt experience is kind of going away, and I wish it would come back, but that's a video for another day. So you guys let me know in the comments down below if I'm right, if I'm wrong, what your thoughts are on this. What do you value? What are your best values when it comes to buying in-store figures versus buying higher-end collectibles online. And what are you collecting? What's a good value that I may have missed out on? I know I touched on G.I. Joe. I also touched on the Turtles, but that's just for me, the Jada toys. What else am I missing? Are there great values out there that I don't know about? Let me know. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think on this topic. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching, listening to me ramble and talk about toys. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.